Connor O'Connor, my friend, my foe. We are back with Doctor Who reviews.
Yes!
Season 1. Oh, baby.
Season 1, Episode 1,
baby.
Space Babies.
Please inject it into my veins.
Episode 0, The Church on Ruby Road. That's how we're counting it.
Thanks, Disney Plus.
Yeah, thank you for that headache.
Worth saying, folks, at this point of the show, we've not watched The Devil's Cord yet.
That is true.
We're gonna get this out in the ether, and then we're gonna do Devil's Cord, and then we'll have our Devil's Cord review out there with you shortly.
And this will be a spoiler review.
Yes, spoilers.
It's not even a part of the beginning where we give our spoiler-free thoughts.
No, I don't.
It's all spoilers.
If you're here, you're here for the banter and for the spoilers.
And Doctor Who is so accessible now and easy to watch.
Honestly, what are you doing if you've not watched
doing?
it yet? Just get around
exactly.
it. I'm trying to find like a soundbite that sort of goes with that, but
it's an art
oh,
form.
here's what I say. All right.
Yep.
If you haven't watched The Church on Ruby Road yet,
why does he travel with someone as stupid as you?
Good lord.
that's all I can say. All right. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. Hit us on TikTok at 50Doctor Who. Subscribe if you haven't already. These are coming out every single week. We've got preview shows dropping on Wednesday. It's going to be bloody awesome with the 50% Doctor Who podcast, and we're here for a good time, not a long
we're
time.
Here to stay.
Your dog's locked in fucking Costa.
Sorry.
Yeah, boy.
That was meant to be the 50% theme.
The dog's locked in fucking Costa.
Okay, let's try that again. Yep.
50% podcast. Nice to have New Who, hey?
It is. It's weird.
So nice to have it. We haven't spoken about New Who since
Flux.
26th of December.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Boxing
sorry,
Day?
I forget that there was
Episode 0.
I forgot that there was a whole 60th anniversary last year in Christmas
forget
special.
about the 60th anniversary special in episode 0.
I did.
Come on, man.
I did, and the 2022 specials. But this is the first time since Flux we've had a full series. This is the most episodes we've ever had to review
in the history of Doctor Who.
in the history of our show, because we started before Revolution of the Daleks. So since then, the only season we've had has been Flux, which was 6 episodes.
6,
so.
yeah.
Anyways, enough of this stupid fodder.
A whopping 2 episodes extra.
Let's get into the real fodder.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Space babies.
Space babies.
Space babies.
Which is season 1, episode 1. Ruby learns the Doctor's amazing secrets when he takes her to the far future. There they find a baby farm run by babies. But can they be saved from the terrifying Boogeyman? Whoa. I'm not making that joke again. Childish Gambino reference, insert here. Yep. Okay, Connor and I have not spoken about this. We watched it together, which is really cool.
Silence.
How was that experience?
I apologized afterwards. I was like, look, I hope you know I'm not trying to be like unengaging.
No, I don't like to talk. I know I made like 1 or 2 comments throughout it, but like I don't want us to chit chat the way through it, you know, or spoil our thoughts.
Dude, exactly. Like that's the thing. But yeah, very fun to watch a review. I haven't watched a new episode of Doctor Who review, I think, since probably
the
Women Who Fell to Earth.
Yeah, because that was Connor and I have only ever watched new episodes together at either cinema screenings, so we won't go through them all now. But then also staying up for the 50th together, which doesn't really count because I fell asleep halfway through.
Yes,
all right, season 1, episode 1. Connor, oh baby boy, who goes first? You go first. I want to know your thoughts.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, give me your broad strokes.
Man, am I fucking pleasantly happy with this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with this.
Yep.
I was really worried. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say this, like, yeah, it's actually, you know what, it is nothing really to run home about. But it's also a lot more, I think there was a lot more substance to it than I actually thought. It is quite silly and a fairly simple storyline. And I think there definitely was some points where it got quite exposition heavy. Yeah. And
early on was quite exposition-y, wasn't it?
Early on is very heavy. And as someone who's watched, just like you, Doctor Who for like nearly 20 years, like we already know all these answers, but I know it has to be done for a new audience.
Yeah.
Considering all that happened, I thought like visually it's stunning. I thought Murray fucking knocked it out of the park.
This was definitely his best episode.
So good.
Back, I thought, because
Gallifrey charted our home.
That was there.
TARDIS.
But did you also hear?
Yeah, what was this?
So I made a comment during the episode. I was like, "Do you recognize that score?"
Yeah, sorry, we're flopping, but I'm dying to hear what that was because I didn't notice it.
When the Doctor and the Boogeyman are being holding on, they're being thrown out. Oh, we said spoilers. Cool. Are being thrown out to space. Yeah. There's a score in the background, and I don't know whether it's intentional, but I'm swear to God, you could hear dun 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 dun, which is like that season 3 bit where it's like da 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 da. It didn't do the full 10th Doctor. Da, 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 da. Do you know what I'm saying here?
No.
Okay,
But that's okay.
There was a familiar bit of score that I don't know whether it was
That's- yeah.
intentional or whether Murray is just so used to just like making score that every now and then one sounds like one of the past. But there was familiar notes, is what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah. To round up, I guess like my first thoughts, I just had so much fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really impressed. You?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yes!
I chuckled a few times.
Yes!
It was silly. It was crazy.
It was gross.
It was, yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaway, and you're right, like, it's nothing story-wise, it's nothing to write home about, nor does it necessarily need to be with the first one. But also, like, I think it didn't, the climax sort of came like a little bit early. I felt like we were sort of missing something in the middle there. But this is where we need, I feel it in my bones on the soundboard, because
in my bones.
I just have a vibe, you know? Like, and the thing is, none of that stuff, any criticism I have for the episode really matters, because I have a vibe that I've not had with Doctor Who in a long time.
Oh, dude, I totally
in terms
agree.
of, it's like banter, it's fun, you laugh at the silly stuff, whereas in the last few years, Doctor Who sometimes, and even in the 60th specials, I mean, when stuff gets a bit silly, it feels a little eye-rolly, whereas the silliness in this, for me, just felt like fun, silly.
I think it knew it was being...
Yeah, it felt quite self-aware of what it was doing.
Self-aware is a good way of putting it, yeah.
I felt like even the messaging, even though there was maybe a few bits of dialogue here and there that were a little bit more on the nose about it, I felt like it was so well integrated into the story that it's everything we've been begging for. When we kept saying with the 60th specials and whatnot, and even in Jodie's era, that a lot of the messaging is just so like direct to camera, whereas this felt far more integrated into the narrative. Which I love that, and this is how you do Doctor Who with messaging behind it, and I really love that.
Man, I agree. Yeah, this was probably the first time since Russell's come back I've actually felt like I kind of like, okay, I'm at home. Like, I feel a lot better about this. I just feel like I'm not on, because like, you know, it's the 4 specials we had last year, like there's so much to do, and this is 60th, and then it's Trudy's first episode.
So much to do, so much to see, so much wrong with taking the back street.
That's me. Back street.
Yeah, I don't know, one of the words.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt like All Star.
You felt like All Star.
Yeah, I am Smash Mouth. Yeah. I think it did everything it needed to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the pacing's so quick and fast, and yeah, again, like I am hearing all this shit I already know, but it's always kind of nice to. It gives me hope that I can show someone this episode and be like, yeah, start here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really good place to start. It'll explain everything. Like, you'll understand it.
I felt like even, minor criticism at the start with it being quite expositionary. I do think that in series 1 with Eccleston, I think it was handled a little bit better in terms of like, you just got little bits of exposition throughout the series. And even looking at season 3, where you only in season 3 do you really get deep into like the Gallifrey stuff, because there's that beautiful scene in Gridlock where the Doctor opens up to Martha about it. Yeah. And I feel like it was a little bit slower at giving that stuff out in the past, whereas this just felt like, now we're just going to rip that Band-Aid off and we're just going to like go headfirst into Doctor lore, which is fine. And I picked up multiple times in the episode where stuff's been rephrased. So there's a really great interview of Russell talking about The Timeless Child that came out lately, where he was like, yeah, we're continuing The Timeless Child, but no one really cares about the title The Timeless Child. It's more about the Doctor being an orphan.
Yeah, so he brings that up. Yeah.
He's like, that's what people talk about. That's what families relate to. And I noticed they didn't talk about like the Time War. They didn't talk about the Master wiping out Gallifrey. Instead, the Doctor just said there was a genocide, which I think instantly hits far more than the Doctor going, oh, the Master wiped out Gallifrey. I think these phrases I just think they're so much better, and they're so much like hit you in the heart. And there's no criticism to Chibnall. I just think Russell knows how to communicate past lore to new fans in a really engaging way.
The Rani mention.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did not think we're gonna get Rani mentioned in episode 1, but here we are.
The Rani gets mentioned. Yeah, dude. It totally just took you on this like ride. It felt like an adventure.
It did, yeah.
It was just super fun and fast paced, and and this team we've got, we're so fucking lucky. And you know what? I'll say this, like, this is Shooty's second episode. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like he's just there, like he's always been there.
Honestly,
it just worked. It's honestly one of the best pieces of casting I've ever seen.
I'm cannot believe
lucky we have him.
I cannot believe that Millie Gibson is 19 in this.
Dude, I know.
And so talented.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, she is so confident. She knows her comedic beats. She knows she can turn on the cry face with a drop of a hat. Like, those two work so well together. It is fucking
particularly
insane.
when you're just looking at, like I said the other day, like you're just looking at like a green screen.
Yeah.
And there's like literally next to nothing to like, you know, act off.
Yeah.
You're acting against a fucking green screen.
I think I'm going to like this era.
I was so nervous. I don't really, maybe I did let it on, but you know, I was just like, oh, I don't know about this. And I shouldn't let advanced reviews get me thinking, but it's like, I was a bit nervous about what people were saying. And I was like, no, I want it to be more than just a standard episode. But now I've seen it. I'm like, there are so many things I can enjoy about this. It seems like something really fun to just rewatch. It's a great jumping on point. I think it actually, considering again, it wasn't like the most, you know, insane like villain. I think it definitely had a heart behind it, a story behind it. It is gross. That made me really...
The snot.
That is foul. And
yeah. Because you're a bit of a germaphobe, so you must have shivered in your boots when that happened.
I think that's disgusting. But hey, do you know what? I'm glad it gave me that reaction. It literally is a boogeyman. I think someone on the live stream last night, I can't remember who it was, but they said, what if it's made out of actual snot? And I was like, whoa, what about that?
That was bullshit. That's not going to be true.
And they were right.
Here we are, yeah. Yeah, I think that was a good twist. Let's walk through the story a little bit then, hey.
Fly me to the moon, Aiden.
So as we sort of assumed, picks up where the episode left off. Ruby walks into the TARDIS. We see it from
that.
different angles. It looked really nice.
Yes.
And then it's the exposition heavy stuff, which is cool. This is Gallifrey. That stuff's beautiful. Yeah, clicks and the lights are click censored, apparently.
That set is...
That looks beautiful, doesn't it? So random landing, we go to bloody Prehistoric Park, mate. That's a shout out to the Prehistoric Park homies.
The what?
The Prehistoric Park fan club. If you watch Prehistoric Park, you know.
Oh, okay.
And then that fucker.
That got nothing to do with Jurassic Park?
No, Prehistoric Park is a limited series of 6 episodes. It's a kids show where a guy goes back in time and it's like live action. A guy, I think it's called Nigel, goes back in time and like rescues like dinosaurs and mammoths and stuff and brings them into like a modern day park because they're making a new park, but it's like meant to be like kind of factual and stuff like that.
And it only got 6 episodes?
Only got 6 episodes, but Primeval, sorry, this is such a segue, I'm nearly done. Primeval in season 3, which is obviously like a bit more of an edgy dinosaur show, they bring in like an investigator to come look at this T-Rex or something like that.
And it's him.
Fucker gets eaten by the T-Rex.
But it's the same actor.
It's the same actor.
No.
It's him. It's him.
Do you know they did it as like on
yeah,
purpose?
100%. It is so crazy. Anyways, that was Prehistoric Park for you. That's
what you remember that.
Oh,
that's brilliant.
It hurt me when he died.
That's hilarious.
My Nige.
Kill yourself.
That's it.
That's what he thought.
Yeah, okay, so...
Runs through the plot. So yeah,
we're in Prehistoric Park.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the clip already, but it's still great.
Yeah, well, now we know that he saves the butterfly and he releases the butterfly.
So is that regeneration energy? I'm going to end up with no limbs one day. Isn't that what he said in...
I don't think that's regeneration energy, but...
Well, how else did it come back?
I think he just saved it from under the boot. If it was regeneration energy, you would have seen it, mate.
It was dead and he went...
Don't become one of those Twitter clowns that's like, oh my God, the doctor said this, which means he's actually the 18th doctor.
Hold on a minute.
He didn't...
because he saved that butterfly, he's no longer the 14th.
Yeah.
That kind of thing?
Yeah.
No, 15th. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just saw it in the clip, and there were a lot of lines from the trailer and stuff in it.
Yeah, what if I stepped on a butterfly and changed history?
Well, that's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah. Look, the little alien Ruby scene was a little bit cringe, but...
Yeah, I know, but you know what? I can let it slide. You know, there's so much shit in this episode where I'm like, man, I should be so mad right now, and I'm fucking slapping my thigh. I'm doing backflips.
You're like, look at these space babies. It was funny. They land on the space baby ship and the babies are there. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting as much baby talk of them like talking CGI mouths going, it's you.
It's cute.
It is,
I've
and
never been hugged. Yeah, that is
it's
cute.
funny,
It
and
worked. God damn it.
it's one of those ones where I feel
worked.
like my mum might watch it and actually just find it funny. And you go, ha ha, ha ha.
I like the part with the baby spoon.
I mean, all of it.
Yeah.
So
Space babies.
the babies are on a spaceship. They've been abandoned. Well, meanwhile, there's a boogeyman on the lower decks. What do we think of the boogeyman, the snot monster?
It works. All
Yeah.
right.
It looks spooky, right? Except
It
the
looks
fingers.
great. I love the little. You could fucking see it coming through. Like,
I know.
Like there'd be like corner of a door, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I can see it before."
It was like silly because
Yeah.
like you just see it whenever it cuts like a wide shot of that fucker just running like a lizard, but then with like long fingers, spindly fingers out.
One little thing I will say, because you got to have a little one negative here and there. I think it cut to the CCTV footage way too much. I'm like, is this just a way to hide fucking ropey ass CG? Whatever.
Maybe
I can let it go.
let it go.
Let it go.
So the Doc and Ruby, which that scene when they're first getting to know the babies, and like you get to see how good Ruby is with kids, which is such a big part of her character. Which
Do you
is
think the baby thing? Do you think there's a connection, or is it just like?
well, the Doctor even makes a comment about
Yeah,
it.
it's like it's a coincidence. Or I think this whole coincidence thing might not go away.
I think there's a lot of comments about changing time. So I think that's a big part of this.
Baby.
Even in the music, we have Bowie, like in the trailer music.
Dun, dun,
There's a few references about changing time in Church on Ruby Road. Obviously, we have the whole Mavity thing. We have that. We have what's her name? Susan Twist rocking up.
Well,
And like she rocked up at the Mavity thing. She's rocked up near Ruby. It's like I think we're gonna see I think this season's about time changing. But
time may change me.
But anyways, the Doc is like, well, this is basically what the Doctor says.
No matter what,
Oh, so that's the that was the wrong one.
Baron.
But that
no
is
matter what you say or what you do, they still love me.
that's not the soundbite I meant to
brought that
press.
I don't know who found that because I brought that into my show.
Shout out to Jeremy. These are all from Jeremy.
Right.
And loads of people, big shout out to everyone because loads of people sent in my email
Don't
was
ask how we got
full
that one.
of people with it. But what I did mean to say was that the Doctor basically says this to the babies.
I will keep you safe. You will be at home again.
I love it.
Love it.
On that note, sorry, before I forget, on
Yeah.
that note of changing time, now Ruby's mum is pointing at the Doc.
What a great scene.
Oh, the transitions this episode, they gave me a stiff.
Oh, that like side on? Fucking hell, Connor.
What?
Just the shit you come out with, mate.
I'm just saying, it sent me.
It said, yeah.
I'm harder than Portland cement right now.
Please stop.
I'm just saying that snow shit, it blew the fucking tits off my body.
That side on shot where it like everything changes and the Doctor sounds the same. That's sick.
And also at the end with the, I know we're jumping all over, but it mirrored with Ruby coming in the TARDIS and she was at the console. Because that was at the beginning of the episode. It was the Doctor at the console and Ruby was at the door. And at the end of the episode, it was flipped. It's called symbolism, folks. It's like poetry. It rhymes. That's a George Lucas quote. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
The score in that scene with the snow as well was so good.
It
Murray,
looks stunning.
you know what annoys me? Whenever I hear good score from Murray at the moment, I'm just thinking I'm never going to hear it on my Spotify, am I? I'm never going
probably
to
will
get
now.
that vinyl.
With it being Disney.
Will we?
Yeah. I think so.
I thought we would have got that 60th soundtrack if so though.
That is a very good point, actually.
Anywho,
Shiz.
so they're going to check out the Boogeyman. Turns out it's all snot. It's all
Lovely.
snot on Ruby's head.
Yeah.
And the Doctor laughing. That made me laugh.
It was great. I do love as well the nanny that like I need that shit, like it fixes the swearing.
Yeah.
It's like this machinery is a piece of, it's like a waste matter.
That's what we need when
Crock of waste matter.
That's what you need when we possibly go on Who's There later in a couple of days.
Yeah, I already spoiled that on the live stream last night.
Oh, that's fine.
My bad.
That's fine. But we
Sorry,
need,
folks. Yeah, all right.
because they're a PG pod, they need like a built-in filter for you.
I've never heard that before.
Why are you so offended by this?
Sorry.
Why are you such a sook?
And just everyone fucking tells me that. They're like, oh, well, you got... It's like, yeah, I know. That's that me right now? I'm on sick mode. I'm a space baby.
What do you think of Nanny McPhee?
Dunk. Sorry, I was going to say dunk. Oh, fine. It's a standard ass fucking character.
Yeah.
Fine.
I liked
Mrs. McPhee, yeah.
I like Ruby
her
at the
name?
end when she when Ruby at the end she's like, no, this is what you do. You saved them all. And the nanny just like cried. And I was like, that's enough. The nanny doesn't need to sit there and give us a bunch of dialogue and be like, I've made a mistake. Just the act of her being like, you're so right. And her being like upset at herself at what she's done and just crying. I thought it was a great way to end it. I have jumped ahead massively there, but
I feel like Jodie would have watched the fucking Boogeyman fly out that fucking ship and just be like,
see ya. Brilliant.
Another good day's work, fam. Come on. Let's go.
But Doc, my cancer. Don't worry about it.
What? I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Me dog's locked in fucking Costa.
I appreciate the doctor, and it looks. I know I'm going on like an old woman, but like it's never looked this fucking good.
Oh.
And I know I'm watching it on Aiden's 8K, but it generally has never looked
amazing.
It looks stunning.
It looks really good.
It looks effing stunning.
I want to shout out as well. I think, a lot of talk on last week's pod. I was saying, Moffat's my favorite of the writers, which he still is, 100%. But I love the way. I think Russell writes the Doctor better than anyone else. I think he just gets him. He just gets them in a way that's like, they're not going to leave the Boogeyman to die. They're going to look after the babies. There's just little things here and there.
Because that's what the Doctor would do, man.
There was just so many times in the episode where I just felt I've not seen the Doctor represented this consistently throughout an episode in so long. There's no like silly like bullying lines, like because I think sometimes Moffat's Doctors could be like a little bit rude to their companions and stuff, which I don't mind. I love how Capaldi's quite blunt and stuff, but sometimes there's like an element of like, oh, maybe we're going too far with this. But I think RTD just writes the Doc in a way that's just so like wholesome, and he does have that banter. He does laugh at Ruby, but it all just feels so in character.
Yeah, that we had that scene where he sat down with the little kid and he's saying like how there's only one me in the entire universe and no life is. I'm butchering the line, but it's like no life is inconsistent and wrong and nothing's. You're right. You never went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You do need the doctor to tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sweet. It's what we need. I feel like this little kid getting told by the doctor that I was never wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I was always right. No, you are all left.
Oh my God, we're getting political on this pod now.
No, it's a joke. That thing where it's like, are you all right? No, you are all left.
Is it a political joke?
AG. No, it was on like a Britain's Got Talent.
I don't know.
Oh, Aiden, you don't know any of my references.
I don't. I know is...
Why don't you just do this? Yeah. Anyway, and you're like...
Because I want to know. So I
pretend you know at least. Give me a little bit.
I'm like that friend that's like...
shtick.
I'm like that friend that's excluded from the friend group and I'm like, yeah, tell me the joke so I can be part of this next time,
Was this just us at school?
Please.
Please like
Please,
me.
I want friends.
Please like me.
I just watch Doctor Who.
Talk to me about dinosaurs on a spaceship, Aiden.
Dinosaurs.
This was so much better than dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Oh my, this is like the good version of dinosaurs on a spaceship. Replace dinosaurs with space babies.
So what do you think all the snow shit's about?
Snowing.
Great.
No, I think the snow...
Fuck me.
I think the snow is just like a throwback to that night. You're looking at the sound bites and you're like, I'm not happy, there's nothing I can press here.
I just don't know where things are. Yeah, sorry.
I think the snow stuff is like... It's just symbolic of that night. And so...
Wrong.
I don't think the snow means anything.
Wrong.
Okay, what does the snow mean?
I don't know. It's got to be some shit. It snows in the TARDIS.
Yeah, but I think it's just a way... It means something story-wise, but I don't think the snow is the important part. I think the snow is just like an echo of that night. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay.
Nah, I get it. Symbolism, it's like poetry, it rhymes.
The Doctor scans Ruby at the end as well.
Yeah.
Time Lord?
She's the impossible girl, man. Time Lord?
I'm kidding.
Time Lord?
I'm kidding. Did the Doctor tell Ruby his name at the end?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It's like, okay, my name is...
That was kind of just weird. Yeah, I just didn't know about that one, but that's all right.
Would he...
I guess
Russell's like, the Doctor's name doesn't even matter anymore.
He's like, the Doc's been to therapy. He can tell people his name now.
Yeah, he's gotten over it.
Mm-hmm. We got past that.
He's called the Rani. The Doctor.
What did you think of that awesome scene with the airlock, the boogeyman being held on, being ripped apart?
The Doctor saves the day.
Don't question the physics.
I actually wasn't. Why? Is it bad physics?
Oh, I think they would have just died instantly.
Oh,
but that's all right.
That's how you wrap up the show quickly.
Yeah.
The Boogeyman is dead.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, just do it, Boogeyman. I'm like, this is what the Doctor does. He saves people. He's a hero.
Mm-hmm.
He's the person that you want to be like. He saves the day. He ain't looking at it and going like, He saves the day.
Mm-hmm. He presses the button.
He's like my hero in many senses of the word.
Yeah. Yeah, respect.
Why? What did you think?
I loved it. I thought it was a great scene.
It's really good. I'm so pleasantly surprised. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was just like, I feel like I'm not going to like this.
It's silly. But
It should have annoyed me more than it did.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it just worked. It's definitely probably a bit more. You know how season 2 from season 1 was way more like family friendly, and it did have echoes of season 1 in there. Like you then go into Tooth and Claw after New Earth and stuff, but then you've got like School Reunion. You've got all these lighter ones mixed in there. I feel like it's like that. My worry is that new viewers, they watch Church on Ruby Road, they're like, that's lighthearted fun, sure. They watch this, it's lighthearted fun. And then maybe Devil's Cord is also kind of lighthearted fun. And then it's only when you get to Boom that it's like kind of gets like serious sci-fi story. So I'm like, I worry that maybe we have too many lighthearted episodes in a row to bring on new viewers, but that's just a worry. Like I think this episode like totally is really good at what it does. It's just a worry of mine, but
completely fine to think that. I understand. Yeah, it's a great jumping on point, I think.
Well, would you watch Ruby Road first? Because you don't get
Ruby Road.
You don't get the snow. You won't understand
true.
the mother stuff. Ruby's adoption story.
I know that does kind of annoy me a little bit that it's the number one on there to start with, because I'm not a huge fan of that episode. I don't hate it by any means.
I think it's fun.
I think it's fun.
I rewatched it last week and this week actually, and I've always liked it, but I really liked it. I thought it was real fun. It gets a little bit like just running around the house at the end, but that's all right.
It's got a little bit running around a little bit.
Yeah.
It's running down corridors. That's what Doctor Who is, though.
Yeah. As much as I can say, I felt like it did miss something in the middle of this episode. Like there was just like a beat missing, or we jumped to the climax pretty quick. I do think like it sort of needed to, because I was sort of getting a bit sick of like, we're going to look for the boogeyman, and then Nanny McPhee is going to send us down another corridor. So like I think it wrapped up when it should have. It was definitely a low stakes episode, and that's fine.
Totes, yeah. Doctor nearly saying shit.
That's good. Poo-poo. I like a lot of poo-poo jokes.
Yeah, it's like, what a crock of shit.
Yeah.
So
that was Nanny that said that. Nanny said, what a crock of, and then it said waste product.
But the Doctor did go to say shit as well. And
it said like
she's like, nanny sensor.
Yeah.
It covered it up. Brilliant. Hey, I like Doctor Who being a little bit edgy. I'm a 25-year-old watching a kids' TV show going like, ooh, the Doctor nearly said shit. Whoa. Oh, no cold open?
Yeah, no cold open.
That's fine.
Yeah, I respect.
Oh, the new intro.
Oh, we didn't talk. No PNG.
Yep.
Thank God. The cheer. No PNG. Amazing.
Yep.
The new version of the shot of it like coming out of the vortex and going through space. So much better. Was it longer as well? Did we stay on the logo for longer, I thought?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So we got that extra because it was just slightly too short in the 60th. It was missing like a bar or something. I'm no music maestro. That's a Devil's Cord. But.
Hold on a minute. Are we missing something here with the TARDIS? Because Russell said there's something wrong with something happened to the TARDIS. It didn't dematerialize. It like flew in again. The TARDIS also does that
in Wild Blue Yonder.
But also it does it in the trailer to go into unit. It doesn't dematerialize. They can't land it properly. It just
it's just like spitting out.
Yeah, it didn't land properly.
Yeah,
and by the way, it looked fucking amazing when it did that. It didn't look shit at all. It looked amazing. And the TARDIS doesn't land properly. It cracks the ceiling.
Yeah, TARDIS don't give a fuck right now.
So Russell did say something happened to the TARDIS in Wild Blue Yonder. There's so many threads.
I know. What is
I
this?
feel like
what is this? The metaverse?
It is the metaverse. I am Zuck. Look, I guess it didn't really add to anything. Like, it didn't answer anything or give us any clues. It just added to shit, I suppose. But there's a lot to. There's only 7 more episodes, but
well, we might not get it all done this this season. You know,
I think it's only been confirmed that Ruby's story will be wrapped up.
well, not even wrapped up because they said that
explained.
goes into season 2.
Explained.
But yeah, I think like the reveal.
You get
of-
what I mean?
Yeah.
Swat.
Well, yeah, no.
Swat.
What?
Yeah, it gets revealed.
Do we? So we don't really have any answers to our questions, do we? We just have more questions.
more questions.
More questions.
And I doubt we'll get any in next week's
Yeah,
episode.
you never fucking know the answer when it's important.
And by next week, I mean literally
In a few hours.
in about a few hours. Super enjoyable, fun, scary.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't scared, but I think visually,
Scary, man.
I think if you're a kid and you're looking at that boogeyman, you're going, "Whoa!"
Bro, the kids would be terrified of that shit. There was just such a good vibe about this episode that I just really
I
loved.
know. I just in my bones, you know, it's
I
just
can feel it.
it's
in
just a
my
vibe.
bones.
I've just got a vibe about this era that even the worst episodes are going to be really salvaged by how fun this duo are.
Also known as the Devil's Chord.
This could be my favorite duo, and I'm not saying that as a fact now. I'm warning you all that as we go through this era, there's a big chance that I could come out of this being that's my TARDIS team. I love these guys, and I feel like being in your mid-20s, having watched Doctor Who for 20 years almost, you're nostalgic for your Dr. Martha. Even PCAP and Clara. I like. I've got those iconic duos that I've grown up with. It takes a lot to like sort of start to rival and possibly dethrone that. So that's a big testament to these guys and how well they've done.
Yeah, I reckon Shooty's going to be out there with my favourite Doctors for sure. I want to see more, and we'll get there. I'm not saying we're not going to get there, but I do want to see more of the darker, like,
Yes.
dramatic side.
I think we got like enough of that for this episode.
We'll get it.
We will, yeah.
Boom seems to be the big
Boom, boom, bitch.
boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say, way
Weird thing on Disney Plus, it came up with, it has like, press the next one. It was advertising going onto the Devil's Chord, but the promo picture they had was for Boom. That was strange. You don't pick up on that? I literally said it when we were there.
No, I know. I definitely picked up on it.
Yeah.
I just thought about something that maybe will happen, but I'll keep it to myself. Boom, boom, boom. Let me say, way-oh. Nah, what if like the TARDIS lands in the thing at the end of the episode?
Oh, and he stands on the lab mine at the end of the Devil's Chord.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe Russell's trying to connect all these episodes, which is something that I will say that I think is really good, is that, Russell's original era, series 1 in particular, and probably season 2, they were very much like, it's just like a word like Bad Wolf and Torchwood you hear, and there's no massive things connecting the episodes or anything like that. Whereas this felt like, I know it's the premiere, so it was always going to have something like this, but this felt like it definitely gave you like little things to push the story forward a little bit of the series, because I think that's what you do need in 2024 storytelling, and I think Russell knows that. People aren't as into episodic stuff as they were in the past, so you just need those little threads to pull you through. And Moffat did it pretty well. Sometimes it got a bit messy, but Moffat did it pretty well.
What are your thoughts on the shit powering the ship to fly away?
Okay, that was the one moment in this episode where I kind of got that eye roll silliness. I thought this dumb. That's dumb.
It just...
He lets it rip. He drops a fat one.
Yeah, it got the ship moving.
Makes a cloud.
Come on, man. What am I watching here?
What are we doing? More like Dr. Pooh.
You silly goose.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
I think that's it.
Yeah, there's a short one, but
we'll be back obviously today.
Yeah, we'll be back later today with the Devil's
I'm glad
Chord.
Devil's Chord is next. Like I think I get the double bill now.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
There's not necessarily like I'm like there's what was there really to spoil about this episode? I guess like nothing really. Like there's nothing to like get spoiled about.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
I'm just glad that we do have another episode though. That gives me hope.
Susan Twist is 100% Ruby's mum or something. But
she wasn't in this episode, was she?
She's listed on the credits for this episode as
I think she's definitely in Devil's Chord.
Oh, hold on, she's gone now. She's gone now.
Yeah, she's
maybe she was cut.
She's in Devil's Chord.
Oh, maybe that's where I saw her then.
She is in Devil's Chord.
Okay, yeah.
Along with Murray Gold, apparently. We actually don't know. We haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Like, he actually could be in it. Everyone's like, well, yeah, he is.
But yeah, I think Susan Twist is dropping off Ruby at the church. But that's enough of that for now. I'm just going to drop that and let us all just think about it. Because Susan Twist is changing time.
How do you know?
She's fucking doing it, mate. She was there at Mavity. It's happening. All right, but enough.
I'm gone to go yonder on apple tree. Well, don't come back until you've created something good.
Silence, girl.
Okay. me to Mrs.
Mrs. Twist. What?
I think, don't worry.
Okay. Connor, I know it's raw. I know this isn't the most articulate review we've ever done in the world.
Who cares about?
What is your review out of 10 for Space Babies on initial watch?
I'm going to give it a 7 3/4.
Really? A 7.75?
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay.
And I think we have one chance to change it on our predictions for
Yes.
our prediction episodes. We do have one chance to change it. So I think it might, depending on the rewatch, I might just give this silly episode an 8 because it's just I seriously just enjoyed it.
That's a bold ass call. I think it's an 8.
I had fun, man. I had fun.
No,
I
that's
can't
fair.
deny,
I ain't gonna talk shit about it. For now, I'm gonna give it a 7. Which I think I think that's solid. I think that's like maybe a 3.5 star out of 5 star range, something like that. Which I think is good. I think that's what you need for this. It's nothing massive. It's nothing great. 7's good. I have on my spreadsheet anything from 7 upwards is green. Anything between I think like 5.5 and 7 is yellow, and anything below 5.5 is red. And so as long as we're in the green, I'm happy. You know.
I hope I enjoy Devil's Cord even more.
Bring it on. All right, we'll be back later today with the Devil's Cord. What a time. Thank you so much. Short episode of the show.
It's not that short. It's like, 40 minutes?
Yeah. It's almost as long as Space Babies. All right.
You silly goose.
Let's sing out, Connor. Hope you got your lungs ready. We've got to sing this twice today.
Yeah, and I'll be singing through fucking Devil's Cord, baby.
Let's go.
It's Aidan
and Connor's podcast. We're doing Doctor Who reviews. Doing Doctor Who reviews.
We are so back, baby.
We're so back. And so is Doctor Who.
Back.
Doctor Who's so fucking back.
Very excited.
We so back.
We'll see you soon.